So I feel that the JBL PartyBox 520 is right in that Goldilocks zone if you're looking for a portable box speaker. It gets so loud you never wonder, I wish I had a little bit more, or you never start to ask yourself, what if you got a second speaker? But it's not so overkill where you start thinking that getting it was a mistake, like you might think with either the JBL PartyBox 710 or the JBL PartyBox Ultimate. But if you're looking for a big box speaker, today we're going to compare the JBL PartyBox 520 to the JBL PartyBox Ultimate and see if it's worth it to go big. We're going on pricing. Hold on tight because it's about to get expensive. The JBL PartyBox 520 retails for $900. Is it a lot? For sure, but you really don't think about it when you're actually playing music with it. But then there's the JBL PartyBox Ultimate, which has a retail price of $1,900. However, when this speaker first came out in 2023, it had a retail price of $1,700. So I really hope that the 520 doesn't creep up to $1,000. Nonetheless, if you want to pick either of these two speakers up, they'll be linked down below, or you can always press on the YouTube shopping button. And if you want to further support the channel, then you can always pick up some merch. So first we have to talk about the design and portability of these speakers, and most importantly, the built-in batteries. Now, the JBL PartyBox Ultimate does not have a built-in battery. You can only use the speaker while it's plugged in, obviously affecting the portability of the speaker. Whereas with the JBL PartyBox 520, the speaker does have a built-in battery. Now, the 520 has an advertised battery life of 15 hours, which is very impressive. However, this advertised battery life of 15 hours is with this speaker playing at 40% volume, which is already a really good listening volume, but that's with the light feature turned off and with the bass boost feature turned off. And in general, battery life on the speaker really varies depending on how you use it. If you use it at a higher volume or with the light feature turned on or with the bass boost feature turned on, all of that is going to affect your battery life. But real-to-real use with the speaker playing at 60% volume and with the light feature turned on and with the bass boost feature turned on, for me, it's been good for 8 hours of playback time. And honestly, anything above 60% volume while indoors with either of these two speakers is gonna require hearing protection, and anything above 80% volume is telling your neighbors that you really care about them, and max volume is just telling the cops that you really need some company. But the really cool thing about the PartyBox 520 is, just like the PartyBox 320 and 120, you can quickly and easily swap out the battery on the speaker. So if you want, you can get multiple batteries and keep the party going, or if you ever get to a point where your battery can no longer hold a charge, instead of having to get a completely new speaker, all you need to do is just replace the battery, which is going to help extend the overall life of your investment. And to charge the speaker, it charges via a double barrel AC port. And when you use this speaker while it's plugged in, you are going to get a performance boost out of it. It is going to get a little louder and it's going to have more bass. Now, it's not going to get as loud as the PartyBox Ultimate, but it is a boost. So thanks to the PartyBox 520's built-in battery, this speaker is a lot more portable than the PartyBox Ultimate. Also, the 520 is significantly smaller than the Ultimate. It weighs in at 56 pounds, plus it also has built-in wheels, so you can easily roll this speaker around. And thankfully, these wheels are super chunky, so the 520 is easy to roll in a parking lot, or on the sidewalk, on the grass, or on a thick carpet. Now, the Ultimate also has built-in wheels, so you can also roll it around just like the 520. However, this speaker weighs in at 87 pounds, and I feel that if you're gonna load it into your car or take it up and down stairs, you're gonna need help. Whereas with the 520, it is a lot more manageable, but I also feel that if you're gonna take it up and down stairs or load it into your car, some help is going to be preferred, because then this way you don't risk damaging the car or the speaker itself or the walls in your house. But durability on both of these speakers is the same. Both of these speakers have a mostly plastic body which can get scratched easily. They both have a thin metal grille on the front which can get dented easily, and they both have an IPX4 rating, so they are water resistant, so some water isn't going to be a problem, as in if you leave it out in the rain, they're going to be fine, but you do want to make sure that the port panel on the back is covered on both of these speakers. But then there's the light feature on these speakers. Now, both of these speakers have really good looking light features on them, but they are a little different. The light feature on the Ultimate is a little more impressive because the light rings do have a 3D effect to them, and the Ultimate also has floor lights, which I really like because it gives this speaker an even larger presence. But nonetheless, with both of these speakers, you can go into JBL's app and you can choose from a few different lighting modes, and you can also customize these light features as well. But overall, I think that both of these speakers look great, but I do wish the 520 had floor lights like the Ultimate. But then there are the ports on these speakers. Now, the port panel on both of these speakers are illuminated, which I do feel is a very nice touch, but more importantly, the PartyBox 520 is now using XLR combo jacks, whereas the Ultimate has 3/4 inch inputs. So with the PartyBox 520, you can easily plug it into a mixer if you want, which is great for people that might want to work as a DJ. Now, don't get me wrong, with the Ultimate, we have been able to use it with a mixer. You can either use its Bluetooth connection or you can just plug it in via the audio jack, but having that physical connection using an XLR input is a lot more bulletproof. But more importantly, with both of these speakers, you can plug in two microphones for karaoke, or you can plug in a guitar, but I think microphones for karaoke is more important. And with both of these speakers, directly from the control panel up top, you can adjust the sound of your mic. You can adjust the bass. You can also go ahead and add in some treble, or you can also add in an echo, just so that you can hide how off-key you are. Also, both of these speakers do have these extra DJ buttons up top.
Let's party!
So you do have these sound effects built in. Personally, I do feel that these buttons are a little pointless, but if you have a good MC, you'll be able to play around with that. And if you want, you can also customize these DJ buttons directly from the app. Now, with both of these speakers, you can plug in two wired mics, or you can also plug in JBL's PartyBox mics and get two wireless mics going. Now, I know that JBL's wireless mics are a lot more expensive compared to the wired versions. However, these mics do sound better because they do a much better job of picking up your voice because they have a very tight cardioid pickup pattern, and they also do a really good job of not picking up too much noise when you're handling these microphones. However, I do prefer the 520 over the Ultimate here because it does have a USB-C port that you can use to charge your own phone, and you can also use this USB-C port to charge your wireless mics, and you can also use this USB-C port as a wired connection if you want. Whereas with the PartyBox Ultimate, this speaker does have a USB-A port, so charging your phone isn't as convenient as the 520. But with both of these speakers, you can use them with a wired connection because they both have an audio jack, but more importantly, both of these speakers do have an audio out jack, so if you want, you can always daisy chain them up to any other speaker, regardless of size or brand, and get them to play in sync. And finally, when it comes to Bluetooth connectivity, both of these speakers can be connected to two devices at the same time, so you and a friend can both be DJing. Latency isn't an issue for either of these two speakers, so you can use them to watch videos with on your phone. And when it comes to audio codecs, both of these speakers have support for SBC and AAC. However, the Ultimate also has Wi-Fi, so you can stream music to it with AirPlay 2, and you can also get it to play in sync with all of your other smart speakers. And if you want to further support the channel, then check out our affiliate partner, Coinbase. I have been exclusively using Coinbase for the last 5+ years to invest in crypto, and I have had zero issues with them. And if you sign up by using the link down below, you can get up to $200 in crypto. Coinbase makes it very easy for you to buy crypto like Bitcoin, Ether, Solana, and so on, and you can now use Apple Pay. Again, thank you to our affiliate partner, and sign up by using the link down below to get up to $200 in crypto. But with all that out of the way, let's talk about sound. Regarding speaker setup, the JBL PartyBox 520 has dual front-mid firing woofers with an exhaust port that shoots out the back and dual front-mid firing tweeters. Whereas with the PartyBox Ultimate, this speaker has dual front-mid firing woofers with an exhaust port that shoots out the back and dual front-mid firing tweeters, just like the 520. But what makes the Ultimate stand out here is that it also has dual mid-range drivers to give you better definition in the mids. And with both of these speakers, you can go into their apps and you can adjust adjust their EQ to your liking, and they both have their bass boost. Now personally, I prefer deep because you get a lot more kick out of your bass, whereas with punchy, you get more of a resonance, which I do feel does muddle the rest of your music. But now we're going to go ahead and jump into the sound test. Now both of these speakers are playing at 75% volume, and they're both playing with a bass boost set to deep, and we're going to be using the PartyBox 520 while it's plugged in and unplugged.
I took a dive, I didn't know I'd fall so deep into your eyes. I've never been somewhere so sweet, I'm hypnotized. Yeah, you put my mind at ease, got you divine. I'm thankful that you're mine. Looking at me like people are looking at their phone. I've spent 7 years looking for love that I can hold. Now I know your love is all I need. Now I know. Yeah, your love is all I need. You always by my side, off of the ground. Cause I'm feeling so damn high, I'm hypnotized. Yeah, you put my mind at ease, got you divine. I'm thankful that you're mine. Passport, hotel, jet plane, my life won't ever be the same. Got you all up in my brain. Love the way you changed me for the better. Got me through bad weather. I want you all the time. 'Cause I love the way you looking at me like people are looking at their phone. I've spent 7 years looking for love that I can hold. Now I know your love is all I need. Now I know, yeah, your love is all I need. Your love is all I need. Yeah, your love is all I need. Your love is all I need. Yeah, your love is all I need.
So when it comes to sound, the JBL PartyBox Ultimate has slightly better definition in the mids and highs than the PartyBox 520 thanks to those additional mid-range drivers. With the Ultimate, your music is going to sound a little more open, but regardless, the PartyBox 520 still sounds very good because it still has good definition in the mids and it still sounds fairly open. Just not as open as the Ultimate. But I don't think the difference is going to be a big deal here. But what is going to be a big deal is the bass and max volume performance with these speakers. Now, both of these speakers get super loud. Anything above 60% volume is going to require hearing protection while indoors, and I feel that both of these speakers are going to be good for commercial use. I think small DJ gigs or events, but obviously the JBL PartyBox Ultimate is going to get louder and is going to have more bass than the PartyBox 520 because it's a 1100 watt speaker, whereas the 520 is a 400 watt speaker. Now, with the 520, if you use it while it's plugged in, you are going to get a performance boost out of it. It is going to get louder and it is going to have more bass, but still, the Ultimate is going to get louder and is going to have more wall-shaking bass than the 520, even if it's plugged in. But if you're looking for a speaker for your man cave or something to use at the house, I think the 520 is perfect. You never find yourself wanting more. Whereas with the Ultimate, this thing is epic, but for at-home use, you always end up asking asking yourself if it was a mistake. Finally, let's talk about pairing these speakers up with other speakers. Now, if you have two of the exact same speakers, then you can wirelessly pair them together and get them to play in left and right stereo mode. So your music is going to sound more open, and it's also going to get louder, and you're going to have a lot more bass. But you have to have two of the exact same speakers. But also, since both of these speakers are using Auracast, you can pair them up with other speakers that are also using Auracast, like let's say the JBL PartyBox Encore 2, 120, 320, 520, or 2 and Ultimate, and you can get them to all play in sync. But you can also pair your PartyBox 520 or Ultimate up to any of JBL's smaller speakers that are also using Auracast, like let's say the JBL Charge 6, Extreme 4, Flip 7, Clip 5, or Go 4, or up to the upcoming JBL Boombox 4. But also, you can pair your PartyBox 520 or Ultimate up to any of JBL's older PartyBox speakers that are using TWS, like either the original PartyBox Encore or 110, 310, or 710. However, you can only have a total of 2 speakers wirelessly paired to one another. And another thing is, let's say you have your 520 paired to any other speaker, and if you have your mic plugged into your 520, then your mic audio is only going to come out of the PartyBox 520. The audio isn't going to get synced up across all other speakers. And like I mentioned earlier, the PartyBox 520 and Ultimate both have that audio out jack, so you can always daisy chain them up to any other speaker regardless of size or brand and get them to play in sync. And since these speakers are using Auracast, you will also be able to pair them up to non-JBL speakers that are also using Auracast. Just keep in mind that you cannot pair these Auracast speakers up to any of JBL's older speakers that are using Party Boost, like either a JBL Boombox 3, Boombox 2, Extreme 3, Charge 5, Pulse 5, Pulse 4, Flip 5, or Flip 6. And also, since both of these speakers are using Auracast, you can pair them up to JBL's Party Lights, so you can extend your light feature that way if you want. But with all that being said, both the JBL PartyBox 520 and JBL PartyBox Ultimate are great box speakers to consider, but they do have their key differences. Both of these speakers are great for large crowds, and they're both good options for commercial use. But the Ultimate is going to get louder, and it is going to have more bass. But also, the Ultimate does sound a little more open thanks to its additional mid-range drivers. Regardless, the PartyBox 520 still sounds great, and I think that is the perfect size if you're looking for something for at-home use. It gets more than loud enough, but you never feel like you made a mistake. But also, if you plan on being a DJ, the 520 is the better option because of the XLR inputs. Also, the 520 does have that built-in battery, and it's more portable than the Ultimate. I think the Ultimate is amazing, but for me, it is a little too much, but the 520, it's just right. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.